Hai semuanya, perkenalkan nama aku Alia Nur Hikmah dari program studi Ilmu Komunikasi. Di video kali ini, aku bakal nge-reaction pidato Justin Trudeau di World Economic Forum pada tahun 2018. Di sini kita nggak cuma nonton, tapi kita juga bahas isi pesan dari sudut pandang komunikasi global. Kita akan bahas kredibilitas, pesan utama, dampak diplomatik, sampai saluran yang dia pakai. Yuk, langsung aja.
Thank you, Professor Schwab, for your warm welcome and for bringing this impressive group together. I'd like to take a moment just off the top to recognize a founder of the World Economic Forum and a great Canadian, Maurice Strong, who passed away just a couple of months ago. Maurice showed incredible leadership on a variety of issues facing the world today, in particular, early and compelling leadership on climate change. I'd like to all remember him for a moment. Today, we are gathered here to contemplate whether we are in the stages of the fourth industrial revolution about to begin. What a breathtaking possibility that is. Steam power changed the world utterly. So did electricity, and more recently, computers. And now we may be on the cusp of change equal in magnitude and of a far swifter pace.
Dari awal kita bisa lihat Trudeau tampil dengan penuh percaya diri, tenang, dan artikulatif. Sebagai pemimpin negara G7, dia memang punya kredibilitas formal, tetapi dia juga menggunakan pendekatan yang empatik dan visioner. Ia tidak cuma membahas ekonomi Kanada, tapi justru membicarakan perubahan global dan nilai-nilai inklusif, seperti kesetaraan gender dan inklusif digital. Ini menunjukkan kredibilitas moral dan sosial yang sangat kuat.
New technology is always dazzling, but we don't want technology simply because it is dazzling. We want it, create it, and support it because it improves people's lives. If we didn't build the public infrastructure in the early 20th century to support mass electrification, only the wealthy would have had heat and running water. And with that, the creation of the middle class, the base of resilient economies, would never have happened. Technology needs to serve the cause of human progress, not serve as a substitute for it or as a distraction from its absence. Simply put, everybody needs to benefit from growth in order to sustain growth. It's not hard to see how the connections between computing, information, robotics, and biotechnologies could deliver spectacular progress. It's also not hard to imagine how it could produce mass unemployment and greater inequality. See, technology itself will not determine the future we get. Our choices will. Leadership will. I believe in positive, ambitious leadership. I don't believe leaders should prey on the anxiety of the disenfranchised. Leadership should be focused on extending the ladder of opportunity to everyone, on pursuing policies that create growth, and on ensuring that growth produces tangible results for everyone. Positive leadership creates a virtuous cycle. The more results we achieve for people, the more we grow the middle class and create real chances for those working hard to join the middle class, the more people will grant you a license for further ambition. We need to trust citizens. We need to give people the tools and ability to help them succeed. The fourth industrial revolution will not be successful unless it creates real opportunities for the billions who weren't able to join us here this week. In Canada, we get this. We need education to enable people to learn, think, and adapt. We need infrastructure that supports change. We need policies that encourage science, innovation, and research. We need societies that recognize diversity as a source of strength, not as a source of weakness. And we need governments willing to invest in making all that happen while recognizing the dynamic innovation that happens in the private sector.
Di video sebelumnya, Trudeau menyampaikan bahwa teknologi dan inovasi bukan hanya milik perusahaan besar, tapi harus bisa diakses semua orang. Salah satu kuncinya adalah bahwa ekonomi harus melayani semua kalangan, bukan hanya elit atau pemilik modal. Yang menarik, dia memberi penekanan kuat pada kepemimpinan perempuan dan kesetaraan gender, bahkan memberikan data konkret bahwa perusahaan yang lebih setara justru lebih produktif. Ini membuat pidato terasa sangat relevan secara global, bukan cuma untuk negara Kanada saja.
Look at Silicon Valley. It crackles with ideas and experimentation. Diversity is a major reason for Silicon Valley's creativity. Its engineers and entrepreneurs come from all over the world. Each brings a different perspective. And when those diverse ways of seeing and thinking come together, they spark creativity. Diversity fosters new ideas. New ideas generate the experimentation needed to make the most of the fourth industrial revolution. And diversity is something leaders can do much about. Recently, a New York Times reporter asked the president of Y Combinator, a major Silicon Valley startup funder, if any one school stood out as a source of graduates with sparkling new ideas. He said, there's one. It's the University of Waterloo, Canada's University of Waterloo. Why does a Silicon Valley entrepreneur look to Waterloo as a great source for brilliant minds and brilliant ideas? Well, it has high intellectual standards, of course, and it values entrepreneurship. But diversity is its indispensable ingredient. Waterloo's students come from everywhere. Fully half of the graduate engineering students are international. And the University of Waterloo's domestic students are drawn from Canada's student population, one of the most diverse in the world. Now, many of you have reached out to me recently in thanks for Canada's compassionate response to the Syrian refugee crisis. But let me tell you something. When I welcomed those first families to Toronto last month, I welcomed them as new Canadians and as the future of the Canadian economy. Diversity isn't just sound social policy. Diversity is the engine of invention. It generates creativity that enriches the world. We know this in Canada. Frankly, our recent election reminded us all that people can respond to a positive, inclusive vision of society.
Nah, apa yang Trudeau sampaikan jelas membawa dampak diplomatik. Dia secara halus menyentil perusahaan global untuk lebih bertanggung jawab dan membuka peluang lebih besar bagi kelompok terpinggirkan. Tanpa menyebut negara lain secara langsung, dia tetap berhasil mengirim sinyal kuat kepada dunia tentang arah kebijakan Kanada. Ini bentuk komunikasi diplomatik yang cerdas, tidak menyerang, tapi mengajak.
The result is creativity that enriches Canada and the world. We know this. Frankly, that makes me profoundly optimistic and confident. My predecessor wanted you to know Canada for its resources. Well, I want you to know Canadians for our resourcefulness. I'd bet that almost all of you have Canadians in leadership positions in your company. Now, you might not know this because we don't often shout it from the rooftops. Some cliches about Canadians are true. But in fact, when you think about it, I know that at least half this room has employed Dominic Barton at one point or another. We have a diverse and outstandingly creative population, a great education, and advanced infrastructure. We have social stability, financial stability, and a government willing to invest in the future. Ce n'est pas une coïncidence si le Canada se trouve toujours en haut des listes où les autres pays aimeraient figurer. C'est un reflet de nos capacités et de notre confiance dans l'avenir. Les Canadiens ont une confiance remarquable. Nous croyons au progrès et nous sommes prêts à hard and save will be rewarded. We can fight climate change without sacrificing growth and prosperity. In fact, our global push towards a low-carbon economy will produce new companies, new growth, and new prosperity. And yes, we can embrace diversity and the new ideas that spring from it, while simultaneously fostering a shared identity and shared values in safe, stable communities that work. The one thing certain about the next industrial revolution is, like the three that preceded it, it will bring enormous change. If you are looking for a country that has the diversity, the resilience, the positivity, and mostly the confidence that will not just manage this change, but take advantage of it, there has never been a better time to look to Canada. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Forum ini sendiri adalah saluran komunikasi elit global, yaitu World Economy Forum di Davos. Tapi karena video ini disiarkan di YouTube, maka publik global juga ikut terlibat. Ini adalah contoh komunikasi global dua arah, di mana pesan dari pemimpin dunia bisa langsung diakses masyarakat sipil di berbagai negara. Pemanfaatan platform digital ini memperluas jangkauan dan dampak dari komunikasinya yang disampaikan. Jadi, dari pidato Justin Trudeau, ini kita bisa lihat bagaimana seseorang pemimpin negara menyampaikan pesan global dengan cara yang kuat tapi tetap elegan. Dia menunjukkan kredibilitas, menyampaikan pesan-pesan penting tentang teknologi, ekonomi, inklusi, dan kesetaraan dalam konteks yang sangat relevan untuk masa depan dunia, serta memakai forum internasional sebagai saluran komunikasi yang sangat strategis. Bagi aku pribadi, ini bukan cuma soal pidato, tapi contoh nyata komunikasi global yang berdampak, karena yang dibicarakan bukan hanya untuk negaranya, tetapi juga untuk dunia. Semoga reaction video ini bisa kasih insight baru buat teman-teman semua, terutama yang lagi belajar komunikasi global. Terima kasih ya sudah nonton sampai habis. Jangan lupa like, komen, dan subscribe. Dah.